Hi everyone, good to see you. What an exciting day. We have a partial lunar eclipse, the longest partial lunar eclipse in 1,000 years. What does this mean for everyone? I'm going to talk about it at great length now for you all. So many of you have messaged me with many questions about how this will impact people individually as well as the world as a whole. So I'll go through everything here to help you understand it a little bit better. It's very exciting times because remember, everything we're doing now in this year is the first time it's happening in Age of Aquarius, which is upping the intensity on it 1,000 times, 100,000 times. You know, the vibration we've got in Age of Aquarius is the 5D or fifth dimensional energy. So we just don't have an ordinary partial lunar eclipse happening. The last time we had this longest or as long a lunar eclipse was back in 1440, 6 hours and a few minutes long. Again, this one right now that we're having currently is expected to be about 6 hours and 2 to 3 minutes long. And so these are the longest ones recorded in history so far. Now, what does this mean? So remember what an eclipse is. The moon is passing through the Earth's shadow, and the intensity of the sun, when everything is aligning with the sun, the Earth, and the moon, it's creating a crimson effect color in the moon. So we get that blood moon that illuminates the sky with that eerie glow. But we're also dealing with the shadow aspect of things at the moment. So you can always go down to the microcosm, the self, everything that's happening in your world, bringing out the shadows, doing clearing, letting people go. You're not going to have to do a lot of this. The world, the universe is going to do it for you because the alignment of the planets set everything into motion to make sure that you're living your purpose up to the fullest potential. So while it's good to be aware of this and you can take action, a lot of this is out of our hands. It's out of our control. And don't be fooled by thinking you ever had any control, because the big joke on all of us all the time is that we think we have control, but we don't really have that much control. So it's better to just go with the flow. Trust that the universe always has your back for the highest good of all. Allow what happens and then work with it. You can observe it and see how you can make it better, but the situation presented to you is exactly what you need to help align you with your life purpose. So take every moment, every circumstance, and every person as you meet as a lesson or a signal or information trying to guide you going forward, helping you to understand more about who you are and what you're here to do in this world. It's really what it's all about right now. Now, this partial lunar eclipse is in Taurus, and having it in Taurus is interesting because Taurus is an earth sign. It's about finances. It's about self-esteem, self-empowerment. It's about getting your house in order, arranging your ducks in a row, having a plan for life. And it's a foundation. It's a foundational issue. So ask yourself how your foundations are on all levels, mentally, physically, spiritually. You want to really be aware of what's going on in your life and be honest with what's working for you and what's not working for you. So in my mind, I always have these little red flags going off as I'm observing what's happening, and I'm thinking, okay, that probably needs to be dealt with, or this needs to be organized, and I'm sure you guys do the same as we're observing our lives as we're living them. The interesting thing is if you haven't dealt with it, the universe is just going to rip it off like a Band-Aid. At these times of the lunar eclipse, when we're dealing with the shadow, it crumbles and pulls things away, things fall away. And it's a very interesting time because the foundation, if it's not strong, will crumble. It will fall away, and it will challenge you to create a new foundation that is better than the one you had before, that's stronger. Now, not everybody will do that, right? Because a lot of times when we have the foundation fall out from beneath our feet, we go into fear, we go into panic, we're not thinking clearly. And so just remember, the universe always has your back. It's always working for you for the highest good of all. So no matter what's happening, and remember too, what's happening in your life could happen a few days before the eclipse, during, and a few days after. It's not going to be exactly within the November 18th, 19th window, right? The pull is on either side, 2 or 3 days as well. And, something that just happened here in Canada, in BC, we've got all of these floods from the rain, even though it's winter and we're supposed to be having snow. They had these intense rains that washed out entire infrastructures of highways and bridges. And it's such a good correlation to help understand what's happening right now. Although it's a horrific event, and thankfully not very many lives have been lost at all. Most people are safe and were able to get through okay, and found shelter, and everything's working to support these people to get them to a safe place. But the foundations crumbled. The universe ripped it off like a band-aid, pulled everything out from underneath the roads, literally, as the mudslides were moving underneath the roads like rivers of mud, pulling everything away, and the roads gave way, the bridges gave way. So you can think about this in your life as well. It might not be this drastic for you initially, and don't fear that it's coming around the corner. It's going to happen in the way that you need it to happen to you, to light a fire under your butt to get you going. Okay, so think of it that way. So on a world scale, I'm using BC and the floods as an example of, there's some issues that must need to be dealt with or healed there, that the universe is shining a light on because it pulled the foundations out so that new ones can be built. And already people are talking about how do we rebuild? How do we create new foundations that are better? There's even talks about not building the highway through that zone anymore, creating an entire new zone that would be a safer place to build new roads and new bridges so it doesn't happen again. Fascinating, right? Thinking about redirecting things to a higher road of thinking, a higher vibration. And you want to be doing this in your own life as well. So no matter what level you've got this happening in your life, what level, if it's really low or really high, take in a deep breath and just go, okay, I signed up for this. I know I can do this. It's helping to guide me to a better road of alignment towards my life purpose. So let's see where this goes, and how can I just make it the best it can be as I traverse through it. Now, right now, it's going to be important to really declare good boundaries, stand up for yourself, stay true to yourself, stand in your power. You're going to be dealing with a lot of relationship issues. And the issues could be more like coming closer to people and having more supportive relationships with some, while others might be pulling away and moving in their own direction. Just allow it to happen. It's going to happen anyway. Just let people go to where they need to go. Don't try to force anything. Especially don't try to force your own things. What's really cool about a partial lunar eclipse is every time this happens, it's a challenge from the universe that wants you deal with a bit of that shadow self. The challenge is, how can you one up or level up yourself to stretch to higher horizons within who you are and what you're here to do, and move to a higher level of understanding and a new direction of hope, of courage, of faith, and your life purpose. So it's a challenge. A lot of people fear lunar eclipses because, yes, often we get some weird stuff happening. There are often some type of a natural disaster somewhere in the world, because it is heavy energy that's like a universal bandage ripping away the foundations. Yes, that happens. On a subtler level, when we look more at our personal lives, it's still like a band-aid coming off, whether it might be a really big one or a tiny one. A lot of people fear this, but don't think of it that way. Because if you put that fear energy, you've got the old 3D energy into these issues. And so you're creating obstacles, you're creating problems, you're creating roadblocks for yourself. So as these things happen, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I move forward with what I know now or what I have available to me? And what's fascinating about this time, because remember, it's a time of challenge to the self as well, is stretching out of that shadow self. So for example, let's say you always had this shadow part of you that felt like you weren't good enough, you weren't worthy, da 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 da. You know, that comes with a whole bag of baloney kind of problems, right? And so let's say you're dealing with this as an example, but you have an opportunity to stretch to new horizons and maybe change to a higher job or move to a home that's the dream home you've always wanted, or stretch to move in the direction of your dreams. And this is the challenge time. It's possible because even though the foundations are coming away, remember, it's allowing you to build new ones. How you choose to build them is up to you. So get out of the fear, stay as positive as you can, see this as a learning experience, and understand, your subconscious mind already understands that it's a shift between light and dark, and you can choose the darkness and fear, or you can choose the light and the fifth higher dimensional energy of Age of Aquarius. And every time you make a choice, you either move higher towards your life purpose or you move lower away from your life purpose. And keep that in mind every single day, everything you're doing, every moment that you're making choices. Just think that big picture thinking first as you move forward. Stay as high vibration as you can, and then you don't have to worry, because seriously, the universe always has your back. I've helped so many people over the years and talked to so many clients doing readings and feng shui consultations, and I've just seen so many of these types of things happen to people where they're faced with shadow aspects, deep, dark things that happen in their lives, and the difference a choice makes if somebody goes into fear and how they run down that road, causing more obstacles, or the choice to move into love and light and higher vibrational positive energy, and the difference that choice makes. So don't fear the partial lunar eclipse. We're so lucky to get to live in it, and we should be celebrating. The last time this happened was 1,000 years ago, and the next time this happens is late, I think it's 23 something. We're not going to be alive. It's going to be 1,000 years again or more. So just enjoy this glorious time that we're alive to get to see all these wonderful things. And remember, everything that's happening is for expansion, because Age of Aquarius is behind all of this right now. So everything that's happening is about expansion. Even ripping away foundations, it's helping you to expand into a better aspect of who you are in a different way, right? So remember, Age of Aquarius is our partner, it's our helper, it's our friend. It's really helping us to be on purpose and in alignment with the higher aspect of who we are. And there's nothing more that the world wants right now, and the universe wants right now, and all of our angel helpers and the spirit helpers that are helping everyone on earth right now, than to have everyone in alignment with their purpose. And so many people are telling me very often that they're just feeling like they have to choose what their heart is telling them, and they're being pulled in these new directions, and it's exciting, but it's scary. And I say it's the challenge. So if you have a chance to move in these new directions, but your heart is telling you to move there, and it's your intuition driving you to take a chance on these things, it's really important. It's your angels guiding you. It's your ancestors guiding you. It's what you should be doing. It is scary following your purpose, because there's no path to follow that you can just open a book and say, oh yeah, I'm right here. Now I need to do this, this, and this. It's all a challenge and a test, and it's always something that we're unsure of because we're treading new ground, building new foundations. And so we need these eclipses. We need energy like this to help keep us on track, right? And to kind of give us a slap in the face and a kick in the butt and say, hey, come on, wake up. We got work to do here. It's a universal reminder. But remember too, when we have a partial lunar eclipse, we've got the sun, the earth, and the moon all fall into alignment with each other. So the key words here, shadow, yes, we get the shadow from the sun as the moon is passing through the earth. And you get the alignment and the shadow aspect of the sun as it's shining on the earth and the shadow on the moon. So shadow is one of those definite key words when we're talking about this lunar eclipse right now. Alignment is the second key word right now, and foundations. So these are the three key words when we're talking about eclipses in general, but especially right now for all those people that have been messaging me and asking for help to understand this better. Just remember for yourself, deal with those shadow aspects of who you are. We all know the stuff that we're not good at, or we all know the stuff where we make mistakes and or things that we've done that aren't in our best interest, or parts of ourself that need healing. Work on those so that we can reduce them. Each time we go through an eclipse moment, we're dealing with less garbage and we're clearing out the old energies, allowing more space for the new energies to come in, right? Moving forward into alignment with your life purpose. This is a given. It's going to happen whether you are really trying hard or not, because the age of Aquarius is all about alignment with your life purpose, expansion with your higher self, connecting with who you are. So yes, of course, try your best to be in alignment, but a lot of people tell me they don't know what their life purpose is and they're not sure which way to go. So then just work with what you have. Work with each moment of every day, what's presented with you, and do your best. Do the best that you can. Follow your heart. Do what you love to do. In my day, I've really transformed my life into a new way of thinking. I just don't do anything I don't want to do anymore. I used to be very I guess I didn't have enough confidence to be able to demand that. I didn't think it was possible. So I would just do all kinds of things all the time, not thinking whether it was something I wanted to do or not. People pleasing, these kinds of things, not very many boundaries. But over the years, I've shifted into more of a focused life where I'm only doing what I love to do. If it's not within that realm of, or the path that I'm looking forward to with regards to myself and my close family and friends, I don't do it. I just have a big no. I don't have time for that. I'm not afraid to say that because I'm clear on what I need to do and what my life purpose is. So if you're not clear on it, what is also helpful is that you can do a vision board and collect all the things that you love into one place, and it helps you to understand more about what you're thinking, where your heart is pulling you, but then you have to act on them. Go in that direction. Take a chance, take a leap of faith to try those things and bring more of them into your life. And then we're talking about foundations. What does this mean? This means leveling up, stepping up to a new level of who you are. So again, ask yourself the questions. Who am I? What is important to me? What am I here to do? What are my gifts and talents, and how can I share them with the world? And ask these questions of yourself often to keep yourself in alignment and to keep yourself aware of creating a positive, strong foundation. Because if you're clear on answering those questions, you'll know who you are, you'll understand what you need to be doing in this world, how to follow your purpose, which tells you how to build your foundations. You'll know exactly what you need to go forward if you are thinking of the path ahead and your life purpose and how to achieve it. Makes it much easier. So think of these three aspects as you're moving through the end of the partial lunar eclipse today on November 19th. But have fun with it. It was such a beautiful day here today in Calgary. It's sunny. It's a little bit cool outside because it's winter now. We've got some snow on the ground. But it was just a beautiful, beautiful day. The energy is beautiful. Tune into the energy and feel it. It feels like healing energy. So this is something that's interesting to note about the eclipses as well. As we move into it, you can always feel the apprehension or the fear in the subconscious among people around the planet. So you just feel people are on edge, people are unsure, and those are on the shadow aspects either side of the 18th and the 19th of this partial lunar eclipse right now, as people are feeling the energy of this shadow coming through. And then we're moving through to the other side, which is more robust and energetic, and it builds confidence, and it's empowering, and it's healing energy, right? What a beautiful way to look at this, is almost like a universal vacuum. So at the beginning part, at the preamble of the lunar eclipse, we've got the vacuum out, we're clearing out all the shadow stuff, the gunky stuff we don't need anymore, and the universe is doing that for us. I slept a whole lot the last few days because I was so tired. So something was going on there because I was clearing energy. Now, as we're moving out of it, I'm feeling healed. There's some healing that's going on. So check in with yourself. See if you can sense it. There's a new vibration that we're coming out of, and it's higher. See if you can connect and align to that new vibration. That is the new challenge as we're moving out of this partial lunar eclipse into new higher vibrational energy. We're so lucky, you guys. We're so lucky. I thank my lucky stars all the time. We are incredibly lucky to be here on the earth at this time, seeing all these once in a lifetime events and changes as we're morphing and transforming into these incredible human beings of an advanced stage. We're very fortunate. So have no fear. Move forward with courage, with heart. Keep in mind all the wonderful things that you're looking forward to. Align yourself with your life purpose. Do what you love to do, and you're going to be doing just fine. Sending you guys lots of love and light. Enjoy the energy. Have a good time with it, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.